All right, what is up? So today I want to talk about how to meditate, one of the most important and beneficial skills you could ever cultivate. And believe it or not, it's easier than you think, or easier than you don't think. So in a very short period of time here, I'm going to talk about what is meditation, how to meditate, why you want to consider meditating, when to meditate, where to meditate, and for how long to meditate. So let's start with what meditation is, because there's a lot of confusion. Meditation is deliberate awareness. It is practicing being aware or practicing awareness. And that's it. It couldn't be more simple. Now, meditation is not about emptying the mind, clearing the mind, stopping thoughts, concentrating very rigidly. You don't have to block your thoughts out. You don't have to create a special state of mind. You don't have to be peaceful or calm. You just want to be. And in the being, you're going to have thoughts because thinking is the human condition. And you're going to have different states of mind and you're going to experience different emotions. So if I'm saying meditation is deliberate awareness, you simply want to be aware of those things. Now, to do that, let's talk about how to meditate. To meditate, you want to choose a deliberate focus, something to pay attention to, something to be aware of. And my favorite focuses are going to be current moment sensory experiences, things that you can pay attention to and notice in the moment. And that includes listening to sounds in your current experience, feeling your body, which includes feeling the breeze, feeling the sun on your skin, feeling bodily sensations, and then finally a very traditional focus, which is focusing on the breath. Now you can do this anywhere, anytime, but I think it's most beneficial to dedicate some time to meditating during your personal quiet time. So you're going to find a place to sit, and you can sit cross-legged and lotus style if you want to, but most people find that very uncomfortable. I recommend just sitting in a chair and making sure that you're sitting calm and assertive and confident and upright, sitting forward in the chair so that you're alert and so that you don't have a tendency to fall asleep. And then you're going to choose the thing that you want to pay attention to or be aware of. You're going to choose the amount of time that you want to meditate. And then using a timer, you're going to start the time. Now let's use listening as an example. Now, as you initially start to listen and pay attention to sounds in your current moment experience, you'll notice that there's an openness. There's a temporary period of time where you're not thinking about anything because you're just listening. And you can even do that right now. If you just listen, there's a temporary period of space where you're not thinking anything. But eventually you're going to start to talk to yourself, or you're going to start to think about something. And at some point, you'll be aware of the thinking. And as soon as you're aware of your thinking, you can deliberately shift your awareness back to the listening. And so there's a few different practice moments here. First, you have the initial deliberate paying attention to or being aware of sounds in your environment. And as you initially listen, there's some space created. And as you initially listen, you're cultivating the ability to be present through listening. And then, of course, you're going to start to talk to yourself or think about something. And then as you notice yourself talking to yourself or thinking about something, you're cultivating the ability to notice yourself thinking or be aware of your thinking. And then when you deliberately choose to shift your awareness back to listening, you're again cultivating the ability to be present through listening. So you're basically using awareness to be present and to notice when you're not present, being aware of being not present, and then coming back and being present again. And so again, the two main skills that you're cultivating, there's the skill to be present and the skill to notice when you're not present so that you can come back and be present again. Now, why meditate? I'm sure you've heard of the benefits of meditation. There's physical benefits, mental benefits, and emotional benefits. So physically, meditation or practicing awareness helps you de-stress, which means that you're minimizing the potential for all chronic degenerative diseases. You slow down the aging process and you boost your immune system. From a mental perspective, you'll notice yourself calming your mind. And because during meditation or practicing awareness, you're cultivating the skill to be aware and to notice yourself thinking, this is going to translate into improve focus and productivity. And then from an emotional perspective, because you're learning how to be more present and notice when you're not present, you're opening the door for more creativity and intuition, because most of our inspiration doesn't come from thinking. It comes from non-thinking. It comes from the space in between thoughts. And so all these benefits combined contribute to overall well-being and happiness, especially if you do it in conjunction with our other health habits. So as you sit and meditate or practice awareness, as part of your personal quiet time, you're going to take this skill with you, and this is inevitable. This happens without you even thinking about it, pun intended. The longer you meditate and practice awareness, the more you'll notice yourself being naturally more present. Now, when is the best time to meditate? I would say in the morning. Because for a lot of us, if we don't get some of our health habits stacked in the morning, then those health habits tend to get pushed away later in the day. So ideally, you're doing it when you first wake up, or maybe you're habit stacking it with something else that you already do or want to do. So you can meditate before making coffee. You can meditate after working out. You can meditate after your morning walk. So you can have a habit that triggers your personal quiet time and your meditation, or you can do it before something that you reward yourself with afterwards. Now, where you meditate is totally up to you, but I'd highly recommend choosing a spot that's relatively void of distractions. You definitely don't want some dogs jumping up on you or being in an area of the house where people are coming in and out and making a lot of noise. So find a time and a spot that's conducive to some true practice, some true practicing awareness. This could be at the edge of your bed, it could be the dining room table, it could be outside on your patio or on a park bench. And in fact, one of my favorite places to recommend for my clients that are having a hard time finding anywhere to meditate is inside their vehicle. So before starting your vehicle with the doors closed, it's super quiet. You can have your personal quiet time and practice awareness. Or as you drive up to work after shutting off the vehicle, but before going inside, again, as you sit inside your vehicle, it's super quiet and you can have your personal quiet time and practice awareness there. And then the question is, how long should you meditate? Starting out, I recommend keeping it really short because you want to cultivate the habit of showing up and practicing awareness. So even if you just did 1 minute every day until you got used to that, I think that would be extremely beneficial. But a good starting point is usually like 3 to 5 minutes. And then as you get comfortable with that, of course, you can increase the amount of time that you meditate. And now I'd like to just review the what and the how one more time. Remember, meditation is awareness. It's practicing awareness. It's deliberately choosing something to be aware of, and then being aware of your thinking or you're talking to yourself, and then deliberately choosing to bring your awareness back to your initial focus. I think listening is a great place to start. And so you're going to show up to your time and place. You're going to sit in calm and assertive posture. I recommend keeping your eyes open, but you can close your eyes if you want to. And then you're going to pay attention to or be aware of sounds in your current moment experience. Eventually you'll start to talk to yourself or think about something. And then once you're aware of that, then you'll gently, deliberately shift your awareness back to listening. And remember, as you do this, you're cultivating the skill of being present and being aware. And you're also cultivating the skill of noticing yourself talking to yourself. And both of those are really powerful skills. Questions, comments, feedback, snide remarks, send it my way. Keep it real. I want to touch on why it is that most of us are not happy a lot of the time. It's because we are habituated to thinking. There's a certain amount of life, it is what it is. There's events and there's experiences, and then there's what we add to it through our thinking process. And a lot of times the discussions that we have with ourselves about what's happening are not true or not accurate and can be relatively negative or self-defeating. So when you're thinking all the time, that means that you're thinking when you should be focused on something else. That means that you're thinking when you should be or could be enjoying something in the present moment. And because we think all the time, that usually means that we're very uncomfortable in situations where we can't think. We're very uncomfortable just being by ourselves or just sitting with other people without saying something. So if we can acknowledge that the constant thinking is part of our problem, then meditation or practicing awareness is part of the solution to the problem. Because the more that you can notice yourself thinking, the more that you're not thinking. Because as we've already discussed, in the noticing, temporarily you're completely present. Temporarily you've interrupted the thinking. You then have the ability to come back to the present moment and reframe your thinking, or just confirm that you're thinking about the right thing. But it all starts with the practice session, your meditation, or your practicing awareness during your personal quiet time.